Hello, my name's Mike and this is a video about Personal Independence Payment, PIP. You can claim PIP if you have an illness or disability that means that you have difficulties with living your daily life or difficulties getting around. The purpose of PIP is to enable you, as far as possible, to live the life that you wish to lead. So it's not paid for any particular cost, it's for you to enable you to live the life you wish to lead. The rules about who qualifies for PIP are laws, and it's assessed using a scoring system. To claim, you'll fill in a form and you'll have an assessment, then you'll get a decision. If it's not the right decision, you could ask for a revision, also known as a mandatory reconsideration. And if that doesn't produce the right decision, you can appeal to an independent panel called a tribunal. So, throughout this process, there are things they need to know. And that's what this video is about. It's about what it is that a decision maker should be looking for to see whether you qualify for PIP. And here's the first thing. Most days. When you claim PIP, that puts a mark in a calendar. And there's a period from 3 months before that until 9 months after. And that's your required period. And what the PIP decision maker or tribunal will be considering is how your health condition or disability affected you on most days in that time. Looking back over the last 3 months, looking forward to the next 9 months. Now there are people who will tell you that PIP is about your worst day, and that's just wrong. It's wrong, wrong, wrong. PIP is about how your condition affects you on most days in your required period. So, when you're talking to the assessor, when you're communicating with the DWP, when you're talking to the tribunal, it really helps if you're clear. You can say, most days, usually, oh, I always. That makes it clear that what you're saying is relevant. Because if you tell them about how you are on a worse day, you're telling them something that is completely irrelevant to the decision they're trying to make. So, what's the decision maker looking for? What's the tribunal looking for? Well, PIP Daily Living assesses 10 aspects of your daily life. There'll be much more in other videos later, but here's the basic list. PIP assesses whether you can prepare and cook a simple meal, a cooked one-course meal for one person from fresh ingredients. PIP assesses whether you can eat. That's whether you can cut your food up, chew it, transfer it to your mouth, chew it, swallow it. PIP assesses whether you can monitor your health condition, manage your medication and manage your home-based therapy. Then, activity number 4, washing and bathing. Activity number 5, managing toilet needs and incontinence. And activity number 6, dressing and undressing. Then we've got reading and understanding and communicating verbally. They may come the other way around in the law, whatever. Then we've got engaging with other people face to face and making budgeting decisions. So that's what PIP's going to assess you on. So these are the 4 key things that PIP decision makers and tribunal members should be looking for. The first one, aids. An aid is an object. It's a thing that you use that you wouldn't use if you didn't have your condition. It's a device that improves or replaces an impaired physical or mental function. It's a thing you need now that you didn't need before. Second form of help. It's 4 forms actually. Prompting, reminding, encouraging, explaining. Prompting, reminding, encouraging, explaining. Third form of help, physical help. So we've had objects, that's aids. We've had verbal help, that's prompting, reminding, encouraging, explaining. And now we've got physical help from another person. And the 4th main form of help that PIP is looking for, having someone with me all the time I'm doing the task to keep me safe. Having a shower, having someone with me all the time I'm showering to keep me safe. Cooking, having someone with me all the time I'm cooking to keep me safe. So, How are you going to explain this to them? Well, the first thing is that you might be able to say, I can't do it without, or I couldn't do it without. So, for example, you might say, whatever the task, you might say, I can't do that task without aids. I don't do that task, but I couldn't do it without aids. There you go, that's PIP points. I couldn't do that task without physical help. I can't do that task without prompting and encouragement. PIP points. That's things the decision maker should be looking for. How about this though? It can get a bit more nuanced. Because sometimes you can say to them, well, I can do that task, but... And there's a range of factors that they should take into account. So here's a list of them. Or I'll do them one by one. The first one is I can do the task. I can have a shower. I can cook. I can read the letter. But it takes me a very long time. And what they mean by a very long time is more than twice as long as a person who has not got your disability would take. So I can do that task, but it takes me more than 10 minutes to do what used to take me 5 minutes. And so if I was trying to do it in less than 10 minutes, I would need aids, I'd need physical help, I'd need prompting, reminding, encouraging and explaining. Here's another one, same theme, I can do it, but I can do it, but not whenever I need to in the day. So yeah, I can have a shower in the period between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Before that, I'm too tired. After that, I'm too tired. And if I needed to have a shower in the morning or in the evening, I would need physical help. I would need aids. I would need someone with me all the time I was doing it to keep me safe. Third one, I can do it, but it causes me a lot of pain or other adverse symptoms, dizziness, nausea, vertigo, and so on. So I can do it, but it causes me an unreasonable degree of pain, and if I tried to do it without that degree of pain, I would need physical help, prompting, reminding, encouraging, and explaining. Someone with me all the time I was doing it to keep me safe. Aids. Which of the 4 forms of help? So, it may be that you say to them, I couldn't do it without help, or I can't do it without help. Or it may be that you say to them, I can do it, but not in a reasonable time, not to an acceptable standard, not whenever I need to during the day, not without too much pain, discomfort, or other adverse symptoms. And so, in order to overcome those things, I need help. Or maybe what you're going to say to them is, well, even if I had all that help, I still couldn't do it in a reasonable time. I still couldn't do it without too much pain, dizziness, etc. I still couldn't do it whenever I need to. I still couldn't do it to an acceptable standard, or I still couldn't do it at all, even with all that help. So there you have it. That's the theory of PIP. Most days. Do you or would you need aids? Prompting, reminding, encouraging, explaining. Physical help. Someone with you all the time you're doing the task to keep you safe. In order to do the tasks safely, whenever you need to in the day, in a reasonable time, to an acceptable standard, without too much pain, discomfort, dizziness, nausea or other adverse symptoms. Check back for other videos that go through PIP activity by activity.